Well, I'll tell you what here. Try to get this on me here. Gonna try to start a vlog here. Try to get used to talking on camera and see how I can do. I watch so many vlogs. I thought maybe it might be fun to try to record one. Okay, got my gimbal out, my GoPro. I hope this is working good. Recording me. I'm out here at Tiffin University Nature Trail Park, and I'm gonna go for a walk and see if I can carry on a conversation to the camera. How's that sound? Okay, let's get going here. This is the start of my trail here. Let's see, we're into mid-August and we got a few flowers, a few weeds that are flowering here. I really like the yellows and the purples and the whites. Right down here we got a milkweed plant. And when you look for those, you can't seem to find them. At least when I seem to look for milkweed, I can't find them. Is that the way it is, I guess? Be careful, these sticker plants here. This section's kind of overgrown. It's actually a back, or should I say a back, or maybe a front entrance to the trails. They keep it pretty well mowed. Oh, here we go. Look at this plant here. This is really an interesting one. It's the way it's hanging down. It's a very pretty flower as well. I don't know what it's called though. My botany isn't what it should be, which would be another interesting hobby to study local plants and local wild flowers. Okay. Here we go on the trail now, at least the back part of it. This is the one loop here. To me, I just gotten a spider web. Okay. Heading across the bridge here. This is one of the branches of Wolf Creek. This front part of the trail is all paved. Back over here to my left is where the parking lot is. I don't live too far from here, so I usually just walk over. It's a lot easier than getting the car out and driving a couple blocks. The flowers are coming out, and it's a very pretty time of year to be out walking. Okay, right here is where we are on the map. We're right here, and we're going to take this this trail here, the blue one, and we're going to walk all the way around. How's that sound? I came in back here off this side here. This is how I came in, so that's where we are. This is a little gazebo at the beginning of the park. It's a nice place for a little picnic lunch and take a break. Nice shaded area. Okay, here we go. We'll see what we can find and get into. recording this with a GoPro. Hero 4. I have a Hero 2 and a Hero 4. And I got a gimbal for it, which will hopefully make it so it's not so bouncy when I walk. Should look more like we're gliding, I hope. This trail is primarily all stone. It's stone down here that we're walking on. Which makes for a nice walk. It's not big stones. You never know what you're going to find back here. Sometimes you see different types of birds. I've seen bluebirds back here, and I've seen fox and different small wildlife. Butterflies are out now too. Just had a monarch butterfly fly by me. Some flowers just starting to come out. Various wildflowers. I watch a vlog from Russia, a very nice lady that, well, the vlog's called Different Russia, and she does an excellent job of showing her area, the small town she lives in near Moscow, and she gets out in what she calls the forest. And she shows us all kinds of area. I suppose she would call this a forest too. There's many more trees here. Well, it's a little bit cooler today, not colder, cooler today than what it has been. I think it's probably in the 70s today. 70s Fahrenheit. And the perfect ideal weather for northwestern Ohio, which is where I live, I'd say is between 60 and 70. Although the 50s, I like the 50s. Not real fond if it gets too hot. This park is known as Tiffin University's Nature Trails. Seneca County, Ohio is blessed with a great number of parks for its citizens. People support their parks. They voted a levy in, a property levy on their taxes to support the parks, which is very nice. Now, just up ahead is woodpeckers. There was probably 4 or 5 of them. The birds are starting to flock now. It's mid-August, and you'll see a number of different species of birds flocking. But those were woodpeckers, which there's a number of them here. I don't know if you can see them up there in the trees. It's like some robins too back here. Yeah, there's a few robins too. Most of the birds start flocking in August. They've had all their young ones. I think they call it a brood. They're young birds and they're all bigger now and they're flocking and getting ready to head south. Many of the birds migrate south. A few weeks it'll get cooler and all of the leaves will start changing. The denser plants like these will all be gone. And this area will be pretty much opened up. We'll be able to walk over through here. A lot of times I'll cut off the paths and go up through the hills, and makes for an interesting walk sometimes to get off the beaten path. Sound philosophical there, don't I? Okay, we're coming back across the bridge here. There's 3 bridges on this path. They're all maintained very well. Not a whole lot of water in it. We're getting a few mosquitoes now. Well, I did use the DEET real heavy. I put it all over me, all over my clothes. They're still buzzing around. But so far, knock on wood, I have not been getting bit. Excuse my cough. I'm getting over a cold. Hopefully the last few days of this cold. Oh, wow. Here's the carving tree. K plus K. True love. Heaven knows when these were carved. They didn't carve a date in them. There's one that says Trump on it. I'll be. That had to be not too long ago. Right over here is a path to get out into the field, farmer's field, which is next door here. We'll go out and see how his soybeans are doing. It's been a very dry year. This is his bean field here. Looks like it's springing back. We had a few good rains, real heavy rain a few days ago. but it's slowly starting to spring back. Hopefully he'll have a good yield. Beans are usually a lot higher this time of year, but like I said, it's been an awful dry year this year. This is one of the trails I like to come back in the winter time and hike after it snowed and walk through. I like to be out in the cold and the snow. Oh, here we got some hickory nuts down here. I don't know what type of hickory nuts they are. A friend of mine and I, a few years back, we picked some hickory nuts up off the ground and they cracked them and they were real sour. So I think I discovered that there's more than one type of hickory nut. I'm guessing though. But they were so sour you couldn't eat them. We ended up throwing them away. But it was worth a try. I remember as a child, my grandmother had hickory nut trees in her yard, and we used to go out when they were falling and pick them and crack them open. And she'd make various things with the hickory nuts. They were always real meaty and sweet to eat. They were good nuts. So far the mosquitoes haven't been too bad. Oh, did you see that? Little walnut just fell down out of the tree. It's lucky we weren't hit by that. It's a fairly large tree. It's not very big around, but it's very tall. And I have to be careful we don't get hit on the head by any walnuts. Of course, I got my hat on. Maybe that'll help me a little bit if I get smacked on the head. I'm not gonna hope for that. Keep walking through the spider webs here. Nobody must have been on the trail here for a while. They would have knocked down all the cobwebs and spider webs. Yeah, if I can figure out how to do these vlogs, maybe I'll start doing more vlogs instead of documentary type videos. There's so many things to see in the area here. Our local town has a lot of interesting places, and then there's many interesting sites all around this area. For those of you that are not familiar with Tiffin, Ohio and Seneca County, This area was only settled about 200 years ago, roughly speaking. There were native Indians in the area, but a lot of the native Indians were not local to the area. Most of our Native Americans were pushed out of home grounds in New York and Pennsylvania and Massachusetts and different places like that. They were put out here on reservations. Now, why Northwest Ohio? Well, Northwest Ohio was a swampy, wet area. And they really didn't want to settle here, the white people, the European Americans, and they pushed Native Americans out here. So after the Revolutionary War, they decided maybe this would be a nice area to settle, so they decided they would push the Native Americans out. They had a movement and moved out all the various Native American tribes out of the county and out of the area. Moved them out west of the Mississippi. Now here's where we are right now. So we're at the upside of the T, and we're going to head back down. So there are Native American sites around here, primarily villages, but like I say, they weren't here for a super long time. There were a number of runaway slaves that came up through followed the rivers, and there were various settlements of African Americans. They might have been more indigenous to the area, and maybe many were older than some of the Native American tribes that moved into the area. Would be interesting to try to study how many of the African Americans are still in the area from the old families. I guess records weren't very well kept, but it would be interesting. Would be an interesting subject. Where the daisies are beautiful. I always like them. I don't know what their exact name is, but they're very eye-catching. Now, when I was a young fellow, we used to come out and play in this woods. A number of the kids from our neighborhood, we used to come out here and call it Bell's Woods at that time. And to get out in the country, in the woods, we'd either ride out on our bicycles or walk out. It's only about maybe 2 miles, 3 miles at the most from where I grew up. It was nice he let the children come out here and play. I don't think we ever did too much damage. At least I hope we didn't. So I sure appreciate it. That's a lot of fond memories from this woods. It's pretty paths, and been lucky. The mosquitoes really haven't been too bad here. We'll see if we can get some more selfies of me walking down this path here. Lighting should be just right. You know, when you're young and you're a child and you play back here, and the bugs and mosquitoes, they just never seem to bother you. And if you saw any snakes or anything, that was an extra added treat. Kids are more resilient. I kind of wish I'd see more kids out here at the parks, but you never see them. Never see them today out and around. When I was a child, this is the place we'd be out hanging around here, getting into something. Hopefully not trouble. I guess trouble follows some people. We got in our share of trouble, but it's just minor trouble as children, so have a memory moment there. Okay, let's see what's coming around the bend. There's really nothing around here. There's a few homes. We're actually in the country. I live on the edge of Tiffin, Ohio, which is a small town. I think there's probably less than 20,000 people here, probably more like 15. And right next door to here is Tiffin University's Athletic Center. That's where the baseball and the footballers and the American football practice and get ready for their season. They don't have a stadium here, but they do have ballparks. They play their baseball and their football, or American soccer as we call it. Get through some bugs here. See if I can swallow some. Maybe that'll help my cold a little bit. Have the onboard camera recorder for my audio, plus I have a pocket recorder. I'm recording 2 tracks of audio for this. I don't have a lapel pin on, I just have a regular microphones on the audio recorder. So we'll see how this works out. Okay, now we're coming back up to where we started from, or almost started from. Right here. So we made one full loop, and now I'm gonna head back. Come think of, we did start up at the top of this path, didn't we, here? Top of this hill right here, didn't we? This is the cut through here. Mosquitoes weren't too bad. Now, if you're ever in Ohio and you see this, these three-leaved plants like this. Now there's some right over here too. That's called poison ivy. And if you're allergic to those three-leaved plants there, you'll get poison ivy if you break the leaves or pull up the plant itself. And if you're allergic to it, you'll get a bad rash. And it's quite difficult to get over it too. You have to buy special medicine, special creams. So if you're in Ohio, make sure you know what poison ivy is. There's a number of it along this path here. See right down here, there's quite a bit of it. This is all poison ivy, and through here, no fun. Poison ivy is no fun. So you just avoid it. You stay away from it. It's like snakes. We don't have very many snakes here, and very few poisonous ones, but just something you avoid. Yeah, I'll walk you around through the Tiffin University's athletic center here. At least one corner of it. Oh, look here. Got the purple and the white butterflies. See, you never know what you're going to see. The beauty of nature. Always something to see here. This just might cut through the hedge. Students are getting off from their practice. I don't think classes have started yet, but the athletes are here. Getting into training and organization. This is the main soccer field here, or should we say football field, American soccer. As you can see, the men's and women's soccer scores that are down there, they have quite good teams, won a number of championship games. Okay, this is the soccer field right here. The baseball, main baseball complex is there next door. They have a number of softball fields out behind there as well. This is the main field right here. It's not very big, but it does the trick. They have some tremendously good men's and women's soccer games, which I enjoy coming to see. You see a few of the female Players are over here getting ready for practice. Last fall I got a real good, just dumb luck. I got a TU men's header right into the net right here. Ball plopped up in the air and he was sharp enough to catch that ball and knock it right in the net. Exciting, exciting play. And yes, there you got this set up for practice. Pretty warm-ups. They usually practice right here. The field next door is a practice field. A lot of the preseason is getting their bodies into shape and getting the muscles toned. Well, it's about the end of my vlog, I guess. See how this goes. Still not used to this gimbal. I have it set on one setting, and as you can see, it's probably a little bouncy. I haven't used this gimbal very much, but it's worth a try. See how it goes. Okay. Try to get across the road here. It's not a super busy road, but it can be. It can be at times. Stop and look both ways. Here we go. Okay, we're back into Tiffin. Okay, I guess I'm going to be saying goodbye to you and go home and see how this video turned out. So, I'm going to say, get it there. Have a great day.